Yellow family, welcome back to another emotional and shocking story on Extra on Africa. I'm your host, Solution Uncle, and today's story came through our WhatsApp number on the screen. If you have a life story you have never shared with anyone, but you know it can help or warn others, this is the platform for you. Before I begin, I want to remind all our viewers and listeners, please do not insult, laugh at, or expose anyone you think you know in this story. All our stories are anonymous, and the aim is to help, not to harm. If you have a story that you have been thinking for years, a deep secret, just send it to the number you see on the screen. All right, now let me open the WhatsApp message that we have received. Yellow presenter. Thank you for giving us a place to speak without fear. I'm a woman in my early 40s. I'm writing this because I have no peace. I cry every day and I feel I destroyed my own future. When I was still young, I was very fast in running. In school, I used to win races easily. I was always number one. Teachers told me I had a bright future in athletics. I even dreamed of going to the Olympics one day, but something happened that changed my whole world. One day, when I was about 19, I was invited to a secret meeting by one of the top female athletes in my province. She was famous, winning medals every year. She told me the truth that most top athletes don't succeed only by training. She said there was a ritual being behind the medals. At first, I thought she was joking, but later I agreed to try it. This is where I met the Tokoloshe. She took me to a river area far from the city where a spiritual woman did a ritual for us. That woman said, if you want to be the fastest, strongest, unbeatable, you must give yourself to the spirit of the speed. That night, I was made to bath naked at the midnight with herbs and blood. Then they gave me beads and a small stature. They told me that from now on, I would never sleep alone. I had to make aromatic love with a spiritual husband, a Tokoloshe, every few nights. It was not a dream, it was real. I could feel it in my body, and it felt like a man was there, even if nobody else saw him. After the ritual night with the Tokoloshe, I felt very strange the next day. My legs were light, and my body felt full of energy. I didn't even train much, but I ran like I was flying. I won the next race without effort. My coach was surprised. He said, you have improved overnight. What did you do? I smiled, but deep down I knew something spiritual was behind it. From that day, I continued doing what they told me. Every time I was close to a big competition, I would go back to that same spiritual woman for cleansing. I would also make love to the Tokoloshe again before every big race. It was a rule. If I skipped, I was warned I would lose badly or even fall during the race and die. And truly, whenever I followed the instructions, I won, I broke records, won medals, and became famous in my country and beyond. Everyone saw me as a national hero, a disciplined athlete, a hardworking woman, but behind the medals, I had a secret life. I couldn't have a real boyfriend. The Tokolo would get angry. If I tried to date someone seriously, strange things would happen. The men would fall sick or lost interest in me. Some died. One even had mental breakness forever. I used to lie to people saying I'm focusing on my career, but the truth was I was married to a spiritual husband. I was not allowed to love any other man. Sometimes at night, I would feel the Togolosh holding me tightly, whispering things into my ear. I could not move. It was like I was frozen. The spirit became jealousy and he made sure I stayed alone. Still, I kept winning races. I bought a house, I bought cars, I traveled. On the outside, I looked successful, but inside, I was deeply lonely. After many years of competing, my body became tired. I was now around 40s. I announced my retirement and told my friends I wanted to settle down and finally get married. I went back to my old boyfriend, the only man who ever truly loved me. He had waited for these years, still hoping we'd end up together. When I told him I was just ready, He cried with joy. We started planning our life together, wedding, children, and maybe even starting a sports academy. But something strange happened. I began to feel pain in my womb. My belly started growing slowly, like I was pregnant. But I knew I had not slept with any man. When I went to the clinic, tests showed I was not pregnant, but something spiritual was moving inside me. Doctors couldn't explain it, but I knew deep down that maybe it was an after effect of that ritual. I tried to pray. I went to pastors. Some would tell me to fast for 7 days. Some would tell me it's a curse from my past. One prophet told me you have a covenant with a spiritual husband. Your womb belongs to him now. I broke down in tears. I now look like a woman in a sixth month of pregnancy, but I'm not carrying a child. I'm carrying a spiritual bondage. The Tokoloshe does not want me to move on. I feel movement in my stomach at night, but it's not a baby. It's something else, something else. My boyfriend is scared now. He's no longer talking about marriage. My dreams of having a family are crashing in front of me. I regret everything. They told me I would be rich, fast, famous. Yes, I got that. But for what price? They didn't tell me I would never marry peacefully. They didn't tell me I would never carry a real child. They didn't tell me I would live in fear all the nights. Now I sit alone with medals I can't eat, trophies I can't hug, and a body that feels like it belongs to something else. If I had known, I would have chosen peace over medals. I would have trained harder with sweat, not blood. I would have run with my own legs, not the spirit's power. After I started feeling the movement in my womb, I told myself I must break free. I started visiting churches. I went from one prophet to the next. Some prayed for me, some tried to deliver me, but the more they prayed, the worse things got. One day, after a long prayer session, I collapsed on the church floor. I could hear voices shouting inside me, but they were not my own. I could feel something twisting in my stomach like it was angry. The prophet called me aside and said, Sister, you didn't just visit a river for power. You married a spirit. This is not an ordinary Tokoloshe. It's a covenant husband. It lives inside you now. I cried like a child. He told me, unless you go back and break the covenant with the same people who introduced you, this thing will not live. But I couldn't go back. That woman who did the ritual for me had died. The other athletes who took me, they disappeared years ago. I was stuck, trapped. I felt like I was being punished for wanting to win. Since I stopped running, the dreams started almost every night. I dream the same thing. I'm running in the bush. It's dark. I'm barefoot. I can hear a crowd cheering. Then suddenly I fall into a big hole full of blood. I scream, but no one helps me. The chocolate stands at the top of the hole, laughing, saying, You can't leave me. I gave you everything. Now you want to marry. Then I wake up sweating, shaking, and crying. Other nights I dream of something feeding on me like it's a baby. I haven't had a peaceful sleep in months. When I try to pray, my mouth becomes dry. Sometimes I sleep with my Bible under my pillow, but I still the dreams comes, the pain continues, the movement in my belly grows stronger. My boyfriend was strong at first. He tried to stand by me. He said, We'll fight this together. But slowly things began to change. Each time he tried to be with me, to sleep with me, something strange would happen. One time his body became cold. Another time he started bleeding from his nose for no reason. He ran out of the house, confused and scared. He went to his pastor and the pastor told him, This woman is married in the spirit. Leave her alone. Now he no longer visits me. He doesn't even answer my messages. My heart is broken because he was the only man who ever waited for me. I wanted to give him children, peace, and a house. But now, even doctors say my womb is no longer normal. There are no babies growing, just something they can't explain. I feel like I'm carrying a demon, not a child. To every young girl who wants success, fame, and fast results, please hear me. Don't rush. Don't take shortcuts. Don't do what I did. Yes, I won medals. I traveled the world. People clapped for me, but they didn't know the price I paid. I sold my body to the spirit. I made love to something not human. I lost my chance to be a mother. I lost the man I loved. I now live in fear, shame, and pain. It was not worth it. Let your talent grow slowly. Let your success come through sweat and hard work. There is no shortcut in life. That doesn't come with a YEF prize. If someone invites you to a special prayer or a blessing at a river, please run away. Some doors once opened can't be closed easily. I speak now for sympathy, but as a warning, what they gave me was speed, but they stole my future. Ladies and gentlemen, as your presenter solution uncle in Jesus Christ, I want to thank the woman who shared your painful story with us. It is not easy to open up about such deep secrets, but when someone speaks out like this, it helps many others who are quietly suffering. Your story is not just emotional, it's spiritual, and the Bible speaks clearly about things like these. The Bible warns us in Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 10 to 12, not to be involved in witchcraft, charms, or spiritual practices that invite demons or evil spirits. The woman said she joined a ritual for speed and success in athletics, but in doing that, she opened a door to a spiritual marriage with a Tokoloshe, which is a type of a demon. This reminds us of First Corinthians chapter 10, verse 20 to 21, where it says we can't drink from the cup of the Lord and the cup of demons. When we mix our lives with dark rituals, we are making spiritual agreements with forces that don't come from God. Yes, she became successful for a time, but the devil never gives anything for free. He always takes something more valuable in return. In her case, the prize was her womb, her peace, and her future. But the good news in this, Jesus Christ can still deliver anyone who truly repents. As it says in John chapter 8, verse 36, if the Son sets you free, you are free indeed. There is still hope, but it comes by going back to God fully, breaking those covenants and seeking true deliverance. These are the lessons we have learned from a sister, from this sister's story. Quick success can come with heavy price. Not all success is good success. Some doors are opened by the devil to trap later. Number two, never make a deal with darkness. What looks like help today may return into pain tomorrow. Evil spirits always demand more than they give. Number three, spiritual marriage is real and dangerous. Sleeping with spirits through rituals is a deep covenant. It can block your marriage and future. Number four, not everything strange is a blessing. Just because someone wins medals or gains money quickly doesn't mean it came from God. Number five, be careful who you trust in your journey to success. The person who invited here to the ritual was another athlete. Not all advice is good advice. Number six, you can't mix light and darkness. You can't save both God and evil. Eventually, darkness will demand your full attention. Number seven, God gives blessings without sorrow. Proverbs chapter 10, verse 22 says, the blessing of the Lord brings wealth without painful toil for it. Number eight, no one is too far gone for God to help. Even in your pain, God can still restore you, but it takes full surrender. Number nine, your people must wait on God's time. Don't rush to succeed. Trust in God's plan. What comes slow and clean is better than fast cast. Number 10, your story. Tell your story. It can save others. By sharing your story, this woman has already helped thousands avoid the same mistake. Your pain can be someone else's warning. Your pain can be someone else's warning. If you are watching this and you have been involved in similar things, maybe you have visited a river, used herbs from spiritualists, or you had strange dreams, it's not too late. Jesus is ready to forgive you and deliver you. Go back to Him, pray, seek deliverance from true servants of God. Renounce every dark connection and walk in the light. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. Let us not forget we need to pray each and every time. Let us pray for our children. They should know that the devil is at work 24/7, so they need to stay alert. Wherever, whenever. And thank you so much for watching. Please don't judge. Instead, pray for you and for many others who are going through the same pain silently. If you have a story you want to share with us, please don't be shy. Share with us so that others can learn from your story and you get the spiritual help you are seeking for. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until we meet again, bye for now.